in 2024. And the story continues now with Mickey Krause taking on AJ MANAS. It's unusual these days, Carl, to see Mickey Krause playing in a match, and he feels like the old man of the piece.
Yeah, last year's junior winner, AJ MANAS players, so this could be a real good match to watch as AJ MANAS breaks off in rack number 1.
Yeah, MANAS is 4 or 5 years ago, just starting to make a bit of a name for himself as someone of potential for the future. Took Krauss a few years to make that step up.
Didn't have a shot on the blue 2, hence the safety shot. Pretty good into the blue 2 here. Just wants to leave a bit of distance. That's the idea. That is not the idea though. The scratch. You're going to give yourself more opportunities at the table.
Them both. This is winners qualification. Whoever wins will be in the final 64. Whoever loses will have another match later today. Nation phase. And this is AJ MANAS, 17 years of age, ranked 90th in the world. One of 31 players from the Philippines in the initial draw.
Yeah, just because he paused, so that told me he had a little bit of a funny angle. I say a funny angle, he was still okay, but he had to run the cue ball off a couple of rails. And in rack 1, he's shown us why he's been tipped for big things.
Yeah, Mickey Krause scratched, AJ MANAS did the rest, and in no time at all he's into a 1-0 lead. So let's see what's going on elsewhere in this winners' qual. He's finding it hard to shake off the British player Jake Newlove, catching.
Seemed to lack a little bit of in the pocket. All the balls are in the open. The blue 2 goes through that gap layout.
Well, what an incredible year for Mickey Krause. He started 2024 at number 68 in the world rankings. He's now up to 12th, and it's been about so much more than his European Open triumph in Germany. He's been very consistent throughout the year, doing well in events big and small. He's going to be playing for Europe in the inaugural Reyes Cup in Manila next week, and he's in pole position to claim the one remaining automatic spot on the Mosconi next few days. But even aside from all that, he now comes to these events as someone. And you alloy that to the consistency he's shown. He's now at a place in his career where he turns up to these tournaments knowing that it would be no great surprise if he ended up winning it.
These brand new slick tables. You got to make sure you don't stun the ball too much. Get the spin working quick. Yeah, see how it come off the rail? And it's gone. Even if he lands on it, it's gone wrong, hasn't it? Can always the cue ball how he wanted. He may go for the bank though, into the top right corner. That's what he's gone. It's close, but it's not there. Chance for MANAS to steal the rack.
This would be a very good early blow to strike. Oh, what a fine pot that is on the 9-ball. So, it looked as though Mickey Krausse was going to level. He didn't get position on the 9, went for the bank from distance, left a chance for Manas, and that really is a wonderful way. This match was likely to be very fast going, and so it's proving so far. Manas off to a fast start. He already leads 2-0.
Yeah, he has this big, long sort of bridge hand. It's obviously something he's worked on this break. It's a little bit like what Jason Shaw's break has been all about. Not breaking at full potential on the power bar. More of a medium-ish control break. Down straight away though. Look at this, another good shot here.
Krausse won 9-3, but he was behind for a lot of the way against Raymond Ferreon of Philippines. Got through hill.
Needs a little bit of luck, or thinking of a plan to play safe on the blue 2. Oh, look at the power he's generated here. It's a wonderful shot.
Confidence. Seems to feel right at home.
Yeah, we know how tight these side pockets are. You can't flick the near side jaw. It's just too sharp. And I tell you what, if he clears the
9-4 so far against Venus Lim of Singapore and John Carlo Miraflor of the Philippines. He's got that air you often see in young, very talented players who aren't battle scarred or doing. Very chilled out around the table.
Ball here, so it's going to be going in and out of the kitchen line, and it can always go wrong just because of the pace, the amount of distance the cue ball's got to go. But that's not bad, is it?
The opener and then the ball in the side, and that shot now to get on the 9. This has been a wonderful rack from AJ Manas. So it was only about 5 minutes ago it looked as though Mickey Krausse was going to level at 1-all. Instead, he now finds himself 3-0 down. Eklund catches on the...
Look at the long bridge hand I was talking about. Well, this is going to sit up okay. He's got a... Things are going along nicely here for Manas. Event 12 months ago, he actually didn't show up for his trophy. I remember I was stood in the arena and Emily Fraser had the junior trophy and Ephraim was obviously giving the main event winner trophy. Jay Manas was a no-show.
Sure it's not the first time you've been stood up, Carl. Yeah, he won comfortably in that final against Lau Hongyen 9-2. Oh, look at this. So in absolutely no time, AJ Manas has raced into a 4-0 lead over one of the players of the year, Mickey Krausse. Remaining spots on the American Mosconi team for this year. 4-0 to Manas. He's not getting that one in the side though, is he? That's 5 breaks and he's only made the one in 2.
He's dead set. He'll use that 1 ball or the cue ball to possibly make the 9 ball. I think this can be made. Is he sending the 1 ball or the cue ball? Sending the cue ball into the 8 to pot the 9 for a quick rack. There it is.
Well, these guys look like they're in a hurry. 5 racks down already. Mickey Krausse.
It's unlikely he's going to fluke another ball just because there's no real power in the break shot. And Mickey likes to give him a go crack, so we'll see the difference in breaks in a moment because Krauss will be breaking. Consistent at potting the one in the side pocket.
Well, he was bound to miss it after you said that, wasn't he, Carl?
Yeah, I mean, as well, you know, also, you know, he's not, and that's for the reason here. The dry break from Mickey Krausse. AJ Manas is hooked on the yellow one ball, so there's the push out. Mickey comes to the table, sizes it up. It's not ideal what you want to do on the push out, but I suppose there's a bit of distance. But at this level, you do get punished for playing them push outs.
It's about 5 years ago now that Mickey Krausse, recent runs in various events around Europe, continued that into 2020 until, like so many players in various sports, it took him a while to pick up from there and get moving forward again once things really got going. Had a good run at the US Open though in 2021, the first time it was played in Atlantic City. It was a different format then. It was only a 16 player. It was one win away from getting into it. Beaten by John Morra in losers qualification. In the same year, he was part of the Den for 12 years, and they'd never won a match in it prior to that. Well, as you said, Carl, he's not had a great deal of table time, but his play is far from taken care of just yet.
Yeah, the brown 7 didn't go in the middle of the pocket, did it? It sort of just wobbled its way in. It was a little bit like that, but the pace kept the 8 ball out, so and now he just needs the last 2 in this rack.
So, big story potentially developing here. Mickey Krausse, one of the standout men of 2024, is 5-1 down against the 17-year-old AJ Manas. Let's see how the break goes this time.
Cue ball's close. Well, it got a little bit of help. Ball in hand.
And some close ones though. He was narrowly beaten by Victor Zielinski at that stage of the World Championship in the snows of Kielce in February of last year. And he looked as though he might beat Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, the defending champion. But the Spaniard came back, ended up getting a fluke in the hill finish and won. He was also in the last 64 last year at the European Open and here in Hanoi when Fu Che Wei beat him. So last year really was a result that might spark the big breakthrough, and it just never came from last year. So Krausse had ball in hand off a scratched break in rack 2 and wasn't able to done. He's going to this time though. And with that, he reduces his deficit to 5-2. And his account against Wang Ming, he now trails 3-1. Back to this one, it's 5-2.
That was very, very attacking. Missed it.
Heavily beaten though in the last 64 by Alexander Kazakis. Only managed to get one rack on the board, Manas. Oh, could still go in. And this is a good chance now to lead by 4 racks for the 3rd time. Oh, watch. Ooh. Well, it was moving so quickly I didn't even have time to...
He knows this is a big moment in the match. A match where he's not had loads of table time. Oh, that's nice. I like it. I like it a lot.
So for the first time in the match, it's 2 racks in a row for Mickey Krause, and overall he's now won 3 of the last 4. Having trailed 4-0, he's now only... Robbie Capito is a 3-1 lead against Ko Ping Han. Back to the main table, 1 in the side again for Krauss.
I'm wondering if he's tempted. No, I was thinking, is he going to be tempted with the bank? But, well, maybe after the sit more attacking. The reason why I thought the bank into the top left is because I thought there may be some sort of two-wayer. Now we may as well 2 off 2 rails. If he hits this ball, good things can happen because of that little cluster in the middle of the table. There you go. That's what he will have known. You might think that was lucky, but it was well executed. The pace was tremendous.
Wow, what a moment that is, and he's got a...
There's another look. Look at the cue ball. Well, he's got this bit of an angle, but it's very close. It's always a bit touchy, this. It's a shot pros just never feel 100% with.
Sometimes you get young players who get hyped up at a very early age, and then they go out in one of the main tables against one of the top players, and it's a bit of a reality check for them, and you start to wonder whether the... What AJ Manas is doing today is the complete opposite of all of that. Ooh, but that's a setback. And that could be a very big moment in the match. Had a chance to reassert himself. Single rack.
There's always a shot. I wasn't fond of this. It's a lot thinner when you're behind it, let me tell you. Oh, he's handled it well, though. The last 12 months we spoke about, Mickey made it a year for him to remember on the WNT, and all the experience from the last 12 months is coming to use now, because he was 5-1 down.
Yeah, that miss on the 6 has the potential to be the most significant moment of the match, because it let Mickey Krausse back in. He's now won 3 in a row.
Cue ball, swing it round a couple of rails. Cue ball head towards the pink 4 direction. Oh, this is good. This is very good.
throughout 2023 for that breakthrough moment. I think it really came at the World Championship when he knocked out the defending champion Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, then beat Billy Thorpe, ended up losing to Dang Junhui in the last 16. He'd already been to the last 16 of the UK Open, and it's under a bit of pressure. It's just at that stage where you can really feel the tide starting to turn. For Krauss to make it 4 in a row and complete his recovery from 5-1 down to all square.
Yeah, I think after this rack, Manas should get himself out of the building for 5 minutes. That would be a wise move. Maybe wash the old face down, regroup, reset, because it's still 5-5. It's amazing, 5-5. It's amazing how Mickey Krausse is going to feel the better of the two, and it's 5-all. Of course, he's still got to get these balls. More good shot to get on the 8. Should seal the deal.
We often talk about how quickly things can change in this game, and it's particularly so in this match because it's being played at. How long ago was it that AJ Manas was on the brink of a 6-3 lead? Only about 5 minutes ago. He missed that. Krauss has taken charge since then. So from 5-1 down, he's now level, and it's a race to 4 from here. Quick look at some of the other scores. Ko Ping Chung. This time, no one in the side.
Watch out, scratch. That ain't going to get goal as Manas got here. Potting the ball. We call this the natural angle. Is the natural path going into the two balls? It is. Look at that. Again, close to the scratch. This is very tough.
Yeah, and it's the sort of shot that. And now Krauss is at the table with a chance to lead for the first time. He's one of those players who just wants to be playing all the time, travels around to lots and lots of tours. That's been a factor in his huge leap forward this year as well. He's done well in so many of the smaller ranking events. Got to a quarter-final in Massachusetts back in March, the semi-finals in Dubai, just championship, and then won his first ranking title the following week in Romania. Just last week, he was in the semi-finals of the Paris to this one. He was one rack away from beating Francisco Sanchez Ruiz and getting to the final there. Disappointing US Open, went out in the last 64, but it was a bit unfortunate to find himself up against early stage. Even then, he was one rack away from winning. So Mickey Krausse, he looked as though he was going to be trailing 6-3. But now, for the first time, he leads. Mickey Krausse hits the front. Has won the first against world champion Fedor Gorst. Krausse in front for the first time.
Round 7, so is he going to try and slide in behind it? This is actually a really good effort, you know. It really is. In fact, left it there.
from Mosconi Cup places. There's one place left on the European team, and he's currently the front runner for that last automatic spot. Concern yourself with what anyone else does, because if you win the tournament, obviously nobody can catch you. As it is, there are 3 players came into the week able to overtake him: David O'Cady, Victor Zielinski. Zielinski and Sanchez Ruiz could only get ahead by winning the tournament. Ooh. Well, a missed 6 ball from...
Yeah, that's very worrying, very bizarre. Seems to want to hit the ball very hard, does Krauss, all the time. Maybe that's a youth thing as well. As you get a bit older, you learn to just play things a little softer. Well, Manas started off looking like...
a bit fortunate with how this is finished.
Not easy to get the hook here. Very easy to leave a gap. This game has had...
I think we're averaging probably under 4 minutes a rack, and that even includes the time to rack the balls up again between.
Needs a bit of luck here. What shot is he going to leave?
Well, it's turned into... Zet is going to have significant regrets. Krauss with the missed 6. Manas with the missed 7. And the 8 just dribbles in. Best matches we've seen on the World 9-Ball Tour all year. And it's a match which is level once again. AJ Manas makes it 6-all.
Was not happy with the way he hit the 8 ball. He felt like he missed it.
To claim the last of the 3 guaranteed spots on the team. 6-all and a wonderful match here.
Of the balls here. Just make sure you get an angle on the pink 4.
Well, this is so impressive. He's not looking phased by that. Closing in on his second break and run of the match. Well, he lost 5 racks in a row to looked like he might be about to trail 7-5, but instead AJ Manas, with an emphatic break and run, is back into the lead. It's 7-6. To lead 6-4 over Wang Ming, and Ko Ping Chung is a 5-2 lead against Lo Ho Sum. 7-6 here to Manas. Here's rack 14.
He's missed the 1 ball in the left centre. Is it going to make it to the right centre?
Of the table, and as it was for Krauss, he had a very simple positional shot to get on the 2. Over on table 2, Ko Ping Chung, last year's US Open champion, going well, leading Lo Ho Sum 5-2.
Playing instinct 9 ball, just getting on with it. The balls are helping. The balls are coming out in the open.
Your ability to pick out a shot that nobody else might have seen, and then the player produces it. But it's a similar story here. You made the call at the start. You have so far. Wonderful entertainment here in Hanoi.
That's the type of shot I was on about with Mickey Krause. He seems to play him with a little bit too much pace. He was quite fortunate that one wobbled and fell in.
Asking a question of himself here. This looks good though. So Manas missed the one in the side, almost fluked it on the other side of the table, the pocket. Krauss has taken care of business from there. We're level again. It's 7-all. But he's still a long way behind against Oscar Dominguez, the American leading there 5-1. 7-all here.
He's got to look at the blue too, and he has ability now. Yeah, look at this. This is, well, you pay big money for a split like this. One decent shot here, just roll the cue ball.
Emily Fraser ahead of Matchroom Multisport. What a brilliant couple of weeks it is for the world. Such a success in its inaugural staging last year, and then on to another new event next week, the Reyes Cup. I know you've been to the venue, Carl. Of course, you're going to be captaining the European team, and I saw pictures of you walking into it, and I could almost see it in your eyes that you were sensing what sort of an amazing atmosphere we could have there next week.
Yeah, it's very a certain type of vibe about it. I think it's going to be very warm in there, and
Mickey Krause will be there playing for Team Europe. And if he can pop these last two balls, go away from playing in single elimination here. And a timely break and run takes Mickey Krause to the hill. The Dane leads 8-7. Mickey Krause needs one more.
yeah, I'm just looking at the scores myself then, Michael. Fedorgos is tied at 1-1, and Kakarakis from Greece, he won the first rack, what seemed like about 30.
Very nicely.
Played that nice, hasn't he? He's got close to his work. Couple of rails. The right side of the purple 5. Yet again, hits the ball a little bit too hard.
And pool in this match, but you need a bit of this to make it a truly memorable contest. Unexpected misses here and there, and we've had our share of those. Now AJ Manas has a chance to give this wonderful match the hill finish it deserves. Looks fairly routine, mopping up the last moments of a fine win here. Instead of which, he's now got to prepare himself for a deciding rack. Because AJ Manas has drawn us level once again. It was 6-all, it was 7-all. Now it's 8-all, and Manas will break in the one rack which will decide which of these players advances undefeated to the final 64's friend in this match. Here's the decider. He's got the one in the side this time. What else has he got?
He's not going to get a look at it. I think he's just pulled up, so he can't play the pot. Easy. Well, I'm sure he'll get this one back. No value in taking. Got to think percentages here. The cue ball's going to be moving very quick. Yeah, listen, moving fairly quick, which makes the pot tougher. It means the two ball's got to go in the heart of the pocket.
He did pot one like this earlier in the match though, didn't he? And I think that was on the two ball as well. And he's done it again.
Boy, has he controlled that nicely. What a great shot.
And once again, his face has that expression of youth written on it, as if to say, what's the big deal? Now, a wonderful chance to win a match that just a few minutes ago looked like it was all but gone from him.
Wants an angle here, though. It's gone a little bit funny. He might have to draw a pocket. What's the pace like? The pace is absolute. Well, he played the push out into a long jump shot. You cannot fault Mickey Krause for not wanting to take it on.
What an absolute cracker of a match. AJ Manas led 5-1. He trailed 6-5. He turned it round to lead 7-6. But it was Krauss who got to the hill first at 8-7. It looked as though he was going to finish it off in the next rack. But he let Manas back in. And helped by a wonderful pot with a jump shot in the deciding rack, AJ Manas has defeated Mickey Krause, one of the standout players of the year, by 9 racks to 8. Manas is through to the